Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, this is the brief summary for 2123 Cascade Cove Drive. All right, I got here, I want to say around 1:30, give or take, and we're just wrapping up sometime around 4-ish, I guess it is. All right, overall, the inspection went very well. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each section of the house, the major components, and then I'll leave the minor items that we found here in the summary page of your report so that you can review those later. The roof is in good shape. All right, it's the original roof covering. It was installed in 2002 with a permit application date in December 2001. It's weathering very well, and it's got an expected life of about 5 to 8 years before you have to start thinking about replacement when you face repairs. When I went on top of the roof, there was no real discrepancies with the shingles. They seemed to be weathering in a normal pattern. So my comments are that they are in good condition. Attic space was in good condition. I don't think we've ever had any serious water penetration here. All the wood decking looks good. The wind mitigation specs are good. So when the insurance company asks you for a wind mitigation report, remember that I've collected that information for you, and I could produce that at a later date as you move forward in your transaction. The construction of the building, very well done, concrete block masonry, very well maintained building. There's no settlement, no unusual cracking. The only improvements that you can make are maintenance improvements, maybe just completing the gutter system around the building to protect areas at the front of the home and on the left side of the home. And I'll itemize those areas for you. The plumbing checked out very well too. No issues with the plumbing. I think the water softener might need some service. You may want to check with the sellers on that because I'm not really sure on if they're still using it or not and when the last time it was maintained was. And I'm not even sure if it conveys with the house. I looked at it, it does look like it's connected, it just may not have been maintained in a little bit. So I would check all those things out and then just move forward from that depending on the answer. Interior plumbing, all inspected very well. Minor leaks that I had was at the master bathroom tub at both the hot and cold water fixtures. Those are easy to repair, but you need to know they're leaking because if you leave the tub running, they leak enough that you'll actually get a puddle on the floor, so you don't want that to happen. That was the only thing I had in plumbing as far as plumbing leaks. Water heater was last updated in 2009. Homeowner had disclosed that to me and helped me get access to see the label on the unit where I took a photograph of that. You'll see that in your report. I've got no problems with the water heater. It's heating the water. The rest of the plumbing is in good condition. Electrical system, same thing. I have only one electrical item to pay attention to, and that is the breaker for the air handler unit. While I was inspecting the sub panel in the garage, I noticed that that breaker is loose. A loose breaker could be a fire hazard and it could be problematic, especially with an air condition, because it could shut down the unit and you won't have AC. So I disclosed it to the homeowners. We were together and I made it so that the unit stays on, but I'm going to recommend that that gets looked at or repaired or replaced just for everybody's safety. It's not a major repair, but it's an important one.
And it's like just like not very costly.
No, it's a 35 amp 2-pole breaker, and it may just be the breaker needs to be replaced. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, it's the only thing happening in the panel. Everything else looked very good.
Okay.
All right, and I'll itemize that in the inspection report for you guys. Air conditioning system's the original. It's about 12 or 13 years old. I'm going to give it about 1 to 3 years before you have to worry about replacement. Sometimes units could last a lot longer. Sometimes they last a lot shorter. There's no real way to know. I can base it on the performance and the maintenance. It seems to be well maintained. It's cooling properly and heating properly. The ductwork appears to be intact. And I don't really have any outstanding issues with the air conditioning system to speak of. So overall, it inspected very well, and the items that I have I consider pretty common, pretty typical for a house that I inspect on average. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate the house somewhere about a 7 and 9, simply because it's that well maintained. Very rarely do I come across a house of this age that has been as maintained like this one. So if you have any questions, just give me a call directly. I'll have your report done this evening.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
You're welcome. Have a good night.